Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for Season 3 of The Legend of Vox Machina. If you haven't seen my reactions to the first 2 seasons, I highly recommend checking them out because this journey has been an insane and wild ride, especially considering this is my introduction to all of this. You know, just for the uninitiated here, I've been familiar with the idea of Critical Role for the longest of times, but I never really kind of dabbled or dipped my toes into the waters until Season 1 came out. Oh my god, was I swept up with this world and these characters. And even though I can't watch any of their mainline games because obviously they are adapting all of these things because the announcement for their second campaign being animated came around not that long ago, and then I would presume campaign 3 is going to follow suit. So I've been watching just their tertiary stuff, and I just love just watching them play. The whole community has been fantastic. Everything surrounding this series and the fandom has been fantastic. I can't wait to see what is around the corner for these characters next. Not sure how things play out in the campaign. We've got some ideas of some things we've talked about before, but I don't know where that's going to go. So I don't know. We'll just see how things go, how this plays out. But yeah, so let's get ready to jump in. If you want to see the full length reaction, as always, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. It is a watch along format, so you will need your own footage to sync up the time codes for actually the entire episode. Over there, you get the same thing for all the other shows and movies that we cover on the channel. You also get to suggest and vote on movies to react to each month. It's just a great way to support the channel and help us do the things that we do over here. But at the end of the day, I really appreciate and enjoy this reaction. To at least leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already, because it really helps these videos out. With that all said and out of the way, let's go ahead and hop into episode 1. A Deadly Bargain. Here we go. Yo. Oh. Man, the silence and the music alone, it's just already starting so extremely tense.
But with Umbrasil fallen, Raishan's mission is more crucial than ever. We are not alone. Something was here.
He's too quick. God, I love I love his vestige so much.
What?
The eggs, the nest.
Oh God. Yes.
Oh.
My children soon will be gods.
Wow. This is how we are starting. Run! God damn. No, hold on. No, don't tell me that's
Thordak
what?
is becoming irrational, insane, intent on stripping Tal'Dorei of its gold, but not to satisfy his greed. For
I don't like
another
that.
purpose. Everyone in this chamber shares a goal, the end of the Center King. And if you join me, it is a goal we are capable of achieving.
Your kind raised Byrodin.
Nearly everyone in our village dead, including our mother.
Not all dragons are the same.
Thordak did that to you?
Not exactly, but he will be punished nonetheless.
So it's revenge you're after.
Yeah, not really one to talk.
So what did he do to you? Lovers quarrel?
It's not what Thordak did. It's what he didn't do. Trapped in the fire plane, tethered to the soul anchor, Thordak was a pathetic prisoner of flame. I snuck through Pyra to strike a deal with him. A rumor curse afflicts me.
Free me, deceased deceiver, and I shall free you of your ills.
And he didn't do that.
I begged him to use prudence, but the gem gave him ungodly power.
Oh, whoa, oh.
Uncontrollable rage.
So you're the reason this is all happening right now.
And the cure?
There is no cure.
You
Then
lied.
why not slay him yourself? Your magic made him like this.
With that crystal in his chest, neither of us can destroy him alone, but together.
There is no together, bitch.
Oh my god.
I assume you wish me dead, Ashari?
That's an understatement.
Your wish will soon be granted. But I will see Thordak pay for his lies before his plan comes to fruition. When his brood of eggs in Iman hatches, your world will be bathed in fire.
Oh, his visions.
What are we waiting for? We got vesticles.
Vestiges.
They whooped Umbrasil. Let's charge that castle and whoop him too.
I mean, that was Umbrasil.
You may have vestiges, but not the one you need. The plate of the Dawnmartyr. Magical armor that can repel hellfire itself. It has felled dragons before.
Is that gonna be Pikes?
Again.
I don't suppose you brought this thing with you in like a big purse or like a tote?
It resides in Anka Realm.
No.
Now another treasure hunter seeks it, so time is of the essence.
Raishan, go fuck yourself.
Wow.
Anyone can conjure illusions. This is clearly an ambush, and we are not falling for it. The answer is no.
You all agree with the Ashari?
We're a team.
Without an alliance, I die, as do you. But if that's the path you've chosen...
No, don't let her do it.
Damn.
Kima.
Sean, are you all right?
Waking in your arms again? Oh, you should start charging me.
Does that mean we can get a bigger discount on our goods?
Say something only the real Keeper Yenin would know.
Sometimes you wear a crown and call yourself Grand Poobah the Mayonnaise when no one's looking.
Yeah, okay, it's a...
Thank the Dawnfather she only locked you in the dungeon. It could have been far worse.
The question
Yeah,
remains,
see,
do we
like,
dare chase down this armor? Conspire with Raishan?
feel like they were genuine.
She killed Sovereign Uriel. It's a deal with the devil.
But how badass would it be if we rolled in riding a fucking dragon? Knock, knock, Thordak!
I mean,
Acid!
you're not
She
wrong.
shoots poison?
Oh, right. Knock, knock, Thordak! Poison!
If she helps defeat the Conclave, that's well worth it.
I don't like this either. But Raishan could have just attacked us. She wanted to talk. Maybe we should listen.
I will not dishonor the Ashari.
I'll go after her.
I love how we have so many
So
party
we
members
all
can just
going
kind of
out the
fly
window?
now. Sure, why not? Take a good old leap. Oh, wow. I love how this tree is thriving now.
It always feels like my opinions don't count.
They count with me.
You've been so different. I miss you.
There were things I needed to understand.
And do you?
Not everything, but enough. There's a balance. Like I'm finally ready for whatever comes next.
I'm glad you have someone who supports you.
Kiki, I can be that person for you if you need me to.
I need that a lot right now.
Oh.
sorry. Was that bad? I felt your tongue and it freaked me out. And I'm new at this, and...
No.
Do all of his visions have to actually come to pass, or are they possible futures? I mean, depending on how long everybody in the party lives, I mean, that could just be her outliving everybody else. Is that too optimistic? Or it's if she doesn't agree or go along with what they do it anyway, and then whatever happens, happens. I don't know.
The Briarwoods came. No one could have prevented it. But this, I did this.
At some point, you have to forgive yourself. No one can undo the past.
Well, one can certainly try. You may know me better than I know myself, Exalia. And you're right. I must focus on the problems ahead. On fixing this. No, not this. This is rubbish.
I know we can. Together.
No, hey, Trinket.
Right.
He's like, that's my mama right
It
there.
won't matter whether Raishan is lying if we can get to those eggs.
If they're real, we'd have an ally. And if they aren't...
Then we let our vestiges do the talking.
Oh, is that what they were trying to do? Is scope it out to see if Raishan was telling the truth?
Whoa. Place looks like shit.
Wow.
Good to be home.
Good God.
All right, huddle up. As we know, I'll be making a daring aerial incursion.
Which is certain to fail.
I mean, I wouldn't say certain.
Is highly likely to fail.
Guys.
In any case, you all have your backup assignments.
I'm on rock duty.
Me and Grog will get up close and personal with our vestiges.
With mine circling overhead.
I'll be watching Vax.
And I'll be ready with the signal for when he fails. If I fail.
Sure, brother.
Okay, so at least we see that there was a fail-safe in place. All right, what's the plan, gang? Gang? Any minute.
Shit! Do the thing!
Oh, whoa.
Let's give him a taste of our toys. More insects.
What an opening episode, man. God! That shot was fucking metal. Yeah, I don't like the way this is looking. Raishan, like, warned about this. Not everybody is strapped either. And it's 2 dragons. Like, we need to, like...
She was right about all of it. The eggs, the nest. The vestiges aren't enough. We need to run.
Yeah, we need to get the fuck out of here. Like, fighting them both together, like, one at a time is even still stressful. But, like, 2 dragons at once is just ridiculous.
Your relics will lie in ash with your corpses.
Yo, Pike. Well, at least they made it into the gap, but what now? I mean, they know exactly where you are. Oh.
This is your fault. You told Thordak we were coming.
Fool, I warned you.
Get us out of here, and we'll reconsider.
Come close.
Group hug. Everybody get intimate.
Oh! Oh, they probably got sent, but Raishan didn't make it. I mean, that'll... Oh!
Somebody put out that
Oh!
Hold still. Try not to move. Now do you trust me?
I mean...
Make haste for Ankarel.
I mean, if that doesn't prove that they're genuine about their aims, I don't know what else would.
You're safe, my progeny, but how did they get that close?
Oh, was he just punishing himself there?
I have Vox Machina brought to me, and thee shall burn.
Is it just me, or does the show feel even more vibrant than the previous 2 seasons? Just with like the... Whoa. Okay. And even the dragon animation too is looking even more clean, like they've refined it even further.
If a fella were looking for a traveling musical act around here, where would he
Oh, is he trying to find his daughter?
Where do you think you're going?
Vex, remember that favor you owe me?
Oh.
All right, we know the drill.
I forgot
Simple
about
smash
that.
And grab home by supper. Easier said than done. It's high noon. There are eyes everywhere.
Then we call it off.
What other play do we have?
I don't know, but I refuse to believe that our only 2 choices are Raishan or failure.
Keyleth,
Percy? That sounded like...
Yeah, that sounded like gunfire. Ripley?
We're not the only ones who want that plate.
These wounds.
Who did this to you?
She is still here.
Oh! Wow. Yeah.
A pepper box. It can't be.
Percy, we need to keep our heads if we're going to...
He's booking it. Rooftop chase! Oh. Oh! Uh-oh.
I'm sorry.
I'll try to stabilize him.
Vex, your broom. Follow them.
I gave it to Scanlan.
You what?
Oh. Yeah, that's her troop. Dude, this is fucking epic as shit. Oh, whoa.
Shit, sorry.
Dude, what is she decked out in magical items? Yeah, I mean, she's gotta be. She's been hoarding shit left and right.
Spice.
I'm sorry, what?
You spice.
What? Oh,
Get out of here, Matt.
No, not right now. I'm going to see my daughter.
Oh. Does she spice?
Dude. Huh?
Dr. Anna Ripley.
Why am I not surprised, Percival?
Hand over the vestige, and I may let you live.
Which one?
Wow.
You've improved my old prototype. How flattering.
There's nowhere to run, Ripley. You're all alone.
I'm never alone.
What? No.
We had a bargain, Percy, and I will happily correct.
Aww. Okay, I did not expect his Pepperbox demon to fucking make a return with her, of all people. So I guess when they chucked it into that acid, she went back and retrieved it, or that just didn't dispel it. So because I was under, I mean, I'm correct, right? Like I thought like he was the only, he invented the Pepperbox. That was my impression. So that's why I was like, it's impossible like that anybody else in this world would even have one unless someone retrieved the one he tossed aside. But then again, she said that you perfected or you improved my initial designs. So did he design it, or did, well, no, where he got the designs for it right from that entity. So was she like, Was she like venoming right there? Is she like we, as in talking as she's become one with this thing? Are they like Eddie and Venom at the moment? As this like union? I might need a little clarification on that. I just want to make sure I'm understanding that right. That's the only way I can explain it right now. The way I understand it is if when she said my designs, that was the thing talking. That was the demon. That was the last thing that I thought we were going to have show up in this season. I thought we were done with that. But then again, I mean, it makes sense to bring something back like that. It's like Percy in the last season, I mean, he got such a heavy focus in season 1, so I understand it. But in season 2, he definitely, out of everybody in the group, felt like he was the most sidelined. Just kind of reactionary and along for the ride for everybody else for the most part. Other than like our little trek through the Fey realm. Yeah, that caught me off guard. And that whole opening sequence, like God, oh, the fact that if we hadn't have just rewound one day, I would have been a little more anxious about that whole thing. Because the way they set that up and the way they've been talking about this season, you know, I was like, oh my God, if we're like 1 week earlier and then we see a whole series of events and we get to that moment there, I was like, that just makes me fear for Vax the entire time. But then we got to this point too where it was just the previous day. They jumped the gun. They wanted to verify all of Raishan's facts to see if they were even telling the truth to begin with. Just the way that whole opening sequence started, too. Dead silence, the drop, the swoop, and then him getting caught and having to zoom out of there and all this kind of stuff, and the desperation of it, and then just barely scraping by until he just couldn't get out of there. Took that hit from the ice dragon and just fell. Thankfully, though, we got to see that they had like contingencies for all of this. They were warned. They may be strapped compared to the things that they have faced up until this point, but as we know, as they know as well, like Thordak is way more powerful than any of the other singular dragons. They barely beat, Umbrasyl with everything that they have at the moment too, given they weren't in prime condition when they initiated that fight. I mean, Grog had a broken leg, so that wasn't working out all that well. They had some of their vestiges stolen. We had to work with Scanlan to get that one back, and he got the final shot. If we were in top primo condition, maybe they could have wiped the floor with Umbrasyl, or maybe not so wiped the floor with, but like had a much easier time dealing with him. It wasn't immediately after their last bout with him. Going in here against not just one dragon, but the biggest of dragons and another dragon, equal or at least kind of adjacent to the power level of Umbrasyl. At least the smaller of the two is the equivalent of. So yeah, I feel like that was a no-win scenario, and I understand where Keyleth is coming from. I get it. I wholly understand. But we're in a situation too where, if we don't stop Thordak, the world will burn. Like, more people are just gonna die. And I get why she doesn't trust Raishan, This all happened because of Raishan. So like, her people got fucked up when Thordak broke out. So many of her people died because she freed Thordak in the hope that he would be able to cure the ailment, her affliction, that rune curse or whatever it was that is creeping along her flesh. Is eventually going to take her life. I get it. Like, she was desperate, and he said he had a cure for it, but he lied. He was the deceiver of all people in that situation. And then just got fused with the gem and got made more powerful. So it's just like this whole domino effect of different pieces. And at the end of the day, you can play the blame game, but right now we got a situation to deal with. So we got to do something. But again, I'm not saying that I don't understand her frustration. I really do. Like, having to work with somebody that murdered so many of your people, or at least directly led to the deaths of those people, even if not by their hand themselves, I get it. I wholly get it. We have no one coming up with any better options right now, and we're on a ticking clock. We got to make some kind of call. But even here, when their escape was orchestrated, or at least, facilitated by Raishan, who took a hit from Thordak's flames just trying to get them out of there because they went out there to fact check her information. So she took a hit for the team, quite literally. Otherwise, they would be dead if not for her. So there is a lot of things to consider in this. And then there's the visions. Because Vax has been periodically, ever since he came into contact with this vestige, where he's been seeing these glimpses of the calamity to come and of the calamity that originally took place. So like he's seen these events play out that have been, that could be even, because I don't know that what he sees is guaranteed or a possible outcome. You know, because we saw that vision, and it was in the trailer, of Keyleth kneeling, and a much older Keyleth, like her antler crown thing was like stacked with points, and she definitely looked much, much older, like wrinkled skin and stuff like that. And then she was there crying before a monument, a tombstone of Vox Machina, the entire remainder of the group. Now, we don't know if that's a possible future, if, like, let's say they died following after Raishan, or that's like a possible outcome if they were to do this alone or go a certain route, or that's something she fears. It happened when he kissed her, so maybe it's like a fear of her own. Maybe he's having a vision of what she's fearing and seeing in their future, and if that's blurring with reality a little bit. I'm not exactly sure how any of that works. He's fate touched and stuff like that, so he can mold the destinies of those around him and stuff like that. So maybe that's what he's feeding on, is these possibilities, and that all like bends and warps around him as this ferryman of life and death. So I don't know. And we know the other thing too is, like, we talked about this when he got the vestige originally, when he made that deal for Vex's life. In exchange for bringing her back, he agreed to, you know, become the champion for the Matron of Ravens. That there's likely a cost. That's something we talked about before. And that's another reason I was really scared in the beginning of this episode, is that I thought we were going to build to that, especially with the way he was and Keyleth were talking in the tree, where they were finally coming together. It was just setting up all these little things. Like, they had that tender moment. They kissed. You know, it just, like, to me, it was like, oh my God, it's like that 1 week from retirement kind of stuff. It just felt like maybe we were teeing that up. And when we saw that glimpse in the opening, I thought, there's no way we would do that now. That's why I thought maybe that flashback or that flash forward was going to be later in the season. I do still feel like there's going to be some trade-off for that eventually, but I don't know if that's going to be part of the story or something that just has to happen later in his life. You know, the campaign's done, you know, the storylines are pretty much kaput, and then maybe when he's checking out on his own deathbed, he makes do on that deal. Anyway, that's just what that made me think of, was all of that. So we're here after this other vestige, but it got swiped by Ripley, and she's got, I mean, based on what she said, it seems like she's also got some of the other ones. And she's made this allegiance, accepted this demon into herself that Percy once discarded. So now these two literal entities from his past have joined forces, which is insane. You know, we still also have not dealt with that orb either back at the bottom of Whitestone. Like, that's still something that I feel like has to come back at some point too. But I don't know. You know, we cut to Scanlan right now too, because he's seeing his daughter, or at least trying to. So that left a lot of our gang a little inept on being able to keep up with Ripley, who's got all these magical items. So she's like got like something that allows her to kind of like, it looks like she's freely misty stepping in some kind of way. She can kind of go into, you know, kind of become invisible or intangible for a period. She's got that cloak, that starry cloak that's like a two-way portal, which is wild. I don't know, man. There's some crazy shit in this. And just the entire set piece of them facing off at Thordak's lair was fucking metal. Like, I don't know, the animation already, and maybe it's just because maybe I've been away from it for too long, but the animation was, I don't know, it just looks like it's been massively improved. So I don't know if that's true or if I've just been away from it for long enough and this is how it's always been. Anyway, I'm rambling. Fantastic start to all of this, and I can't wait to see what happens next. Anyway, guys, that end, we'll go pass it off to you. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry the conversation after the video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction. If you did, leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you're not already. Remember, if you want to see the full-length reaction, you can check it out over on Patreon, or if you're a member of the channel, get you access as well. And speaking of before you go, I want to shout out our channel legends. Mandy Sherritt, Your Korskov, Robert Anguiano, Jeffrey L, Jake Cottrell, Eric Official, Casey Wood, Russell Crockett, and Sam Oyer. Thank you guys so much for your continued support. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.